Hi there. Hope everything is well. Happy New Year to you. I haven't uploaded a video in almost a month, and it feels strange talking to the camera when you have, longer periods of time where you don't do it, but now we're back. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that most tech that is available today doesn't actually improve your setup. It's the decisions that you make that does. And in this video, I actually want to talk about the things that I stopped thinking about and why these things matters more than the actual specs. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is the thing that I'm using right now to record this video. And yes, it's the camera. And at some point, the best cameras that you can use is the one that you don't notice when you're using them. And for me, that's actually 2 cameras. Or no, you know what? I'm gonna say 3 cameras because I actually use the A9 III a whole lot as well. But the one that I'm using right now and the one that has stayed mounted here in my studio every single day is the Sony FX3. And it's not because it's the perfect camera, because we all know that the perfect camera doesn't exist, but it's incredibly reliable, it is very predictable, and it produces an incredible result for the videos that I'm making when I'm sitting here at my desk. And then we have the camera that I constantly use on a day-to-day basis whenever I'm out and about, whenever I'm traveling, whenever I need to get the work done quick, fast, rough, the Sony ZV-E1. It's small, it's fast, it's lightweight, and it produces a great image quality that I want to have in my videos whenever I'm out and about. And I also have my muscle memory kind of trained to that camera. So whenever I'm vlogging or recording things on the go, it's like... And then of course we have my photo camera, which is my Sony A9 III, which is also a backup camera for the FX3 and the ZV-E1. I've used this exact 3 camera setup for the last 1.5 years. And the biggest win is that I don't have to think about it anymore. It just works. Another big shift that I noticed with my workflow was how my data and footage moves throughout my setup. And it's not really about the brand of the drives that I'm using, it's more so about the flow of how everything works. The majority of the footage that I shoot is captured on either a V90 SD card or a CF Express card. And whenever I'm done making a video like this, I take the card and then I import it onto my SanDisk ProBlade station, where I create a new folder and let it live right there throughout the entire editing process. And once I'm done editing, I move the entire folder with the footage over to my UNIFI Pro. And since everything is connected with Thunderbolt speeds or 10 gigabit Ethernet, that also means that I can edit 4K footage straight from my NAS together with the footage that I'm having on my SanDisk ProBlade station. But the real upgrade wasn't actually speed. It was that I stopped waiting for things, if that makes sense. I kind of noticed that the system which I worked matters more than the drive. And once that actually clicked, my entire workflow has gotten quieter, smoother, easier, and simplified, and it speeds up the entire process immensely. The next thing is mounting and placement decisions when it comes to this entire studio, because that is where I noticed things really changed. I kind of realized quite early on when I moved to this studio space in particular that a lot of the frustration that I had when shooting B-roll or recording a video came from where things lived, not what they were. Think about cameras not having a home, just place it wherever you see fit, and then having a cluttered desk without no place of actually putting things whenever you need to use the desk. And having to move stuff around every single time that you need to record a video is just one of those things that takes away the fun of actually making a video when you want to make a video. Once everything started to get its own place, may it be wall mounted or desk mounted or properly positioned in a place that you know that this thing is going to be there for the foreseeable future, everything just kind of changed because there's no more clutter, there's no more decisions that you need to make, and the setup time is none. So where things live is more important than what things are. And that idea alone kind of improved the entire setup in this studio and the entire workflow that I got going on here. The next thing is smart home tech. But the biggest thing with smart home tech is that it basically only matters if it saves you time. And for me as a YouTuber, videographer, filmmaker, one of the absolute most important things when it comes to making videos is lighting. And Philips Hue is what I use here in the studio. It's one of those things that disappears in the backgrounds, that you don't think about, it just works. The sensors start, light everything up when I enter the actual studio. As soon as I press a button, everything turns into this setup where I can just record my YouTube videos. All the different automations that is going on in the background that I don't see, that I have to set up once, is the thing that impresses me the most. And I gotta say that the Homie Pro is basically like the glue that holds everything together, that allows you to create these epic flows that just work in the background without any annoying setups or any annoying tweaking that you have to do to be able to get it to work. And the absolute best smart home tech is the one that disappears. And once it does, it definitely earns a place in your setup. Next up is the things that I stopped caring about. And this kind of surprised me a little bit, but it also made me realize things that I don't care about the features anymore. I care about the performance. So for example, OpenGate, I don't really care about it because I never use it and I don't need to have it in the workflow that I have. Raw video, it's great. I played around with it. I've shot music videos. I made plenty of different videos using Raw. It's fantastic. But for me, I don't need it. I'd have to switch out my entire rack unit for just NAS storage. I'm not saying that these things are bad or that they shouldn't be included in a new camera, but they just don't change my everyday job that I'm making whenever I'm making these kind of videos. And same thing actually goes with gimbals, because gimbals are amazing. I love gimbals. They can produce some amazing results. But the downside with a gimbal is that they actually slow me down instead of speed the entire thing up, because you have set it up, you have to balance it, you have to mount your camera onto it, and then you want to have a handle shot, so you have to take it off, and so on and so forth. But you gotta understand me right here, because this is not some fatherly advice that I'm trying to give here. It's more so about clarity that I'm trying to share with you, because I did think that these things mattered for a while, but now I just see them as tools that I use for very specific jobs. I think that the biggest realization that I had over the last year is that a lot of problems don't need an upgrade. They need fixing. Small changes, better placement, removing friction from the things that is stopping you to actually produce the results that you want. Those are the things that has helped me to actually streamline my entire setup. And I think it's very important that whenever you look at a space, you should always try to think of, how can I optimize this? And what do I actually need to optimize it? And what can I change to optimize it? Because for a very long time when I was working in my old studio, I thought to myself that I needed to have new things to be able to optimize the workflow or optimize the things that I wanted to create. But what happened was that eventually I had too many things that I didn't need to do the work that I did. So what I did when I moved to this studio was that I downscaled and optimized everything. But I will say that cameras does still matter, because it's the thing that I can use to express the way that I see the world. And I think that that is freaking amazing, and it probably never going to stop fascinating me. So there will be more camera videos coming in the future. Tech always matters, because I'm a tech nerd at heart. I love tech. I just care more about how everything works together now and how it actually feels to use the products every single day. And I think that that is very important. But I'm also very curious to hear what improved your setup of the year and why. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. And Peter from Sweden will see you in the next video.